days, but tomorrow we should be getting back to our usual 5 to 5:30 p.m. start. But welcome back to the stream, welcome back to another video. Today we've got some exciting information, a new change on the Tesla website. I mean, this is not necessarily the biggest news, but it adds a little bit more clarity for the tax credit, the Tesla EV tax credit for the Model 3 and the Model Y, and maybe we get some more insight from this. We're going to talk about that, plus a variety of different topics regarding some insurance news as well for Tesla, or insuring your Tesla. Some big news there, at least from my opinion, big news. So we'll definitely take a look at and a bunch of different stuff. But if you're just, before we get into any of this, let's roll that intro real quick. And this is where I'd hit the intro. But if you're just joining in, my name is Dennis. I love talking about Tesla hacking, as I like to call it, but basically just getting the best behind Tesla at the best financing rate. So definitely hit that subscribe if you're interested. And today's video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link. Down below in the description, you can get a link to my latest Patreon guide, which has links to all the best credit unions out there, all the best financing interest rates, as well as my buying guide, which has all the best links and everything so that you can get the best deal on a Tesla at the end of the day. But let's get into it. So let's see, let's switch it over. A little scuffed, I know, but if you're just joining in, this is the Tesla website. You can see right here, we've got on the screen Tesla Model 3, and they just changed this, like literally within the past few minutes as I was getting ready for this stream. It says right here, $7,500 tax credit is anticipated to be reduced for the Model 3 by March 31st. Take delivery now. If that isn't as clear as it could ever be, then it's going to be 100% clear in that statement. So we know this, right? We already speculated for a while that the Tesla Model 3, especially the Model 3 standard range, would lose the tax credit, but it seems like it might be more. But if you click down to Model 3, you can take a look. They've changed the wording on this even more. So it says right here, $7,500 federal tax credit. Of course, this is when you file for your taxes next year, because when you buy the car this year, it comes off of your income tax this year, but you file for it next year. That's when you get to basically redeem it. So the new Model 3 and the Model Y qualify for the federal tax rate for eligible buyers. This $7,500 credit is anticipated to be reduced for the Model 3 rear-wheel drive by March 31st. So that's what, basically tomorrow, or a couple days from now. But we knew this, right? We knew the Model 3 was going to lose, the Model 3 rear-wheel drive was going to lose the $7,500 federal tax credit, and really no other changes from this. Model 3 Performance is still priced at $53,990, and the Model 3 Long Range is still grayed out, and you still are not able to order it. But the question is, right, I know a lot of you out there are interested on the Model Y. Is there a change? And it looks like still no change on the Model Y side. So at this point, I'm pretty confident in thinking that the Tesla Model Y is going to get at least $3,750 of the federal tax credit, maybe dare I say $7,500, because I feel like at this point Tesla would make some sort of announcement across the board on both the Model 3 and the Model Y side. And so really, I don't think that the Model Y is going to lose the full tax credit in full. I think it will just tear down to $3,750, or maybe even, really just $3,750. And the reasons why is because if you take a look at Tesla Model Y inventory, there is still a good amount of inventory still available on the website, still available for sale. And so Tesla probably is not feeling any sort of pressure or the need to try and sell some of these vehicles. That's why they did not make any sort of announcement about the $7,500 federal tax credit on the Model Y. Model 3, still a little bit of a different story, right? We've got 330 Tesla Model 3s available for sale on the website, and on top of that, there is a good amount of demo discounted vehicles as well for the Model 3. So we've got $1,300 off, $1,200 off, let's see, $1,700 off, $1,700 off. So really, there's a ton of them out there. If you are looking for a Model 3 rear-wheel drive and you want to take advantage of the tax credit, you could do that. But I feel like there are massive changes in price coming for the Model 3 standard range. So I feel like at this point, it's too much of a rush. I think you might as well just wait it out, see what happens after April 1st. first, see what happens to the tax credit. I mean, at this point, we could probably guess that there's not going to be a 30 to 60, 90-day rollout unless Tesla is just using this as some sort of like marketing ploy, I guess, to try and get people to take delivery of the Model 3 ASAP. But if that were the case, then they would probably say something similar to the effect on the Model Y, which they aren't, because they've got a good amount of inventory on the Model Y sitting on the website, sitting available for sale. So if we switch to demo inventory, there's also 43 discounted demo vehicles with various discounts across the board, like this one right here, almost $2,600 discount. Here's another one in Salt Lake City, Utah, another $2,600 discount. So there's a good amount of Tesla Model Ys available for sale, and if you want one that's discounted, basically discounted to an older price, because the Tesla Model Y long range did get a raised price up to $1,000, then I would say it might be interesting to try and get one of these. And because that's the thing, like, right, we always refer to the Tesla price history tracker a lot on our streams, and so if you're in the market for a Model 3, you might as well just wait, because right now the price of the Model 3 is $42,990, and so the lowest price it's ever been, you've probably heard me say a bunch of times, is like 30. Here, this column right here, we can see it, the price of it lowest it's ever been is like $37,000, maybe even $36,000, and so right now the price is $42,990. We've got about like a $6,000 price swing between the vehicles. So if Tesla, they could do crazy stuff. We've seen Tesla do crazy price drops in the past, at least like very recently in January, when they dropped the price of the Model Y, $13,000 in one day. So I bet, like, my crazy prediction, if I were to go throw out a wild prediction out there, a super crazy one, because we've seen Tesla go crazy and they could go crazy. They've shown us crazy and they could do crazy. So we could easily see Tesla drop this down. I mean, what if they drop this down to like $35,000 as a starting price? I mean, that's $8,000 from what it is right now. They could do that. Like, what if we start to see tomorrow, or not tomorrow, like April 1st, a $34,990 Tesla Model 3 standard range? I mean, would you? I mean, that would be hard not to buy one of those, especially, and we're going to talk about this, especially if you're someone that uses your car for work, like maybe Uber drivers. And we're going to talk about, because I found something that maybe a Uber driver, you can use a Tesla and make $10,000 a month. I mean, that was pretty interesting to me. So we'll talk about that as well, but definitely some pretty interesting stuff. Let me know what your thoughts on it. We are going to jump into our next topic because it is late, and we're going to get the, and then of course we will get through the live stream comments, because that's the benefit, right? You get to ask anything you want in the live stream, and I will get to it at the part of it. But before we do that, this video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link. Down below in the description, there is a Patreon link where you can support the channel, and there's a variety of benefits, but some of them include actually scheduling a call with me, where you can ask me any questions about buying a Tesla, selling a Tesla, or even financing a Tesla. And after you join the Patreon, you get a link to my buying guide, which has links to all the resources that I use to get the best possible deal at the best possible financing rate, including credit unions and banks that all have interest rates lower than Tesla financing, lower than Tesla financing's 5.59%. Some of them even as low as 2.5, 2.9, 3.5 to 3.99%. So definitely check it out. Link down below in the description. And I feel like I have to plug that because, like, taking a look at this poll surprised the heck out of me. I posted this poll 2 days ago. How did you finance your Tesla purchase? An overwhelming 34%, or what is that, like almost 300 to 400 people said they used Tesla financing. I mean, no matter what the rate was, whether it's 3%, 4%, or even today's 5.59% on Tesla financing, you could have saved, and you can save off of this crazy high rate. It exists. It's very easy to do. If you don't even want to check out the Patreon, there's links on the videos that give you some credit unions where you can find out. And if you want to just do the search yourself, you could just quit trying to Google and search through credit unions and see if you can find one lower, because they exist out there, and it's not the hardest. But if you want to save time, check out the Patreon link down below in the description. But all right, water break.